Hey, юу байцгаана дахин уулзж байгаад маш их баяртай байна. Өнөөдөр хэдүүлээ дэлхийн хамгийн хачирхалтай бичлэгнүүд дээр реакшн хийх болно. Энэ бол зүгээр ч нэг бичлэгнүүд биш юм. Ямар бичлэг вэ гэхэлэр хамгаалалтын камерт өртсөн хамгийн хачирхалтай зүйлсийг бид өнөөдөр хамтдаа харах болно. За ингээд шууд эхэлцгээе.
Number 13. This video was taken just outside of the notoriously haunted Dover Castle in England. A large dark
Английн дээр үе нэгэн цайзны гадаа ийм дүрс үлдсмэн гэж та нар харж байгаа.
Form slowly walks across an entranceway and soon attracts the attention of a security guard patrolling nearby. The guard walks over to investigate.
Тэгээ хамгаалагч нь бүр ирж ингэ шалгасан юм байна. Камерын дээр ийм дүрс байгаа болохоор.
And the shadow silently passes beneath his feet without detection.
Бүр 9 оны 8 сарын 8-ны бичлэг байна. Хараад энд нь байгаад байгаа юм уу?
Normally, I'd say this could have been some sort of technical malfunction with the CCTV equipment itself, but watching the security guard walk to the exact same spot makes me think otherwise.
Дүрсний гажуудал гэж баймаарг үлийн. Гэтэ сонирхол юм. Тэ саяын бичлэг дээр бол бичлэг бол гэтэ иймэрхүү бичлэг хийхэд бол амархан. Гэтэ жинхэнэ бичлэг байхыг үгүйсэхгүй химэдлээ.
Two people are taking a dip in the pool when a fierce reptile rips their family-friendly gathering apart. Children and other families.
Хоёр хүн гэрээ гадаа бассейн цэлжсэн чинь юу гүрвэл ороод мангар том гүрвэл ороод ирсэн.
As the feisty alligator quickly claims its territory and drives everyone out of the pool. It's not a full-grown adult, but its jaws are still large enough to do some damage. Fortunately, everyone escapes the situation unscathed. This could have easily gone a lot worse. However, there is always a chance it could happen again.
Number
11. These drivers in China narrowly miss a gigantic landslide that could have easily swallowed all of them whole. You can see a couple of pedestrians barely manage to scramble to safety as an endless barrage of dirt, debris, and trees.
Энэ хятадд болсон юм газар хөдлөлт гэхгүй байхаа энэ юу гэдэг нуранг гэх юм уу? Тэгээд энэ машинууд хэрвээ жоохон төрүүлж явж исэн бол өртөх байж тээ.
As the CCTV dashcam clearly shows, the sheer force behind this landslide would have had no problem carrying a few cars down the mountainside had it reached just a few feet closer. Number 10. A man in Australia is perusing his phone when an unwelcome guest slithers directly under him. Fortunately, his loyal dog has incredibly fast reflexes and manages to alert him to the snake's presence within seconds. Now it's the owner's turn to save his dog's life by leading him as far away from this creature as he can.
Та нарын зарим нас мэдж байгаа Австралид бол иймэрхүү могоо, аал гэх мэтлэн ер нь жоохон зэрлэг амьтад бас ер нь ихтэй. Гэхдээ Австрали хүмүүс өөрсдөө бол ерөнхийдөө гайвууд татсан байдаг юм шиг байлээ ажиглахад бол.
As it turns out, this is actually an eastern brown snake, which is the second most venomous snake in the entire world.
Энэ могоо нь штэ. Тэгээд дэлхийд хоёрт ордог хортой eastern brown snake гэсэн нь тийм бор могоо гэдэг нэртэй. Зүүн бор могоо гэдэг нэртэй амар хортой могоо байсан байж таарсан байна. Нохоо бас магадгүй аюу хөрхөн эзнээ амарж гин.
This aggressive species will not hesitate.
Яг энэ үед хөднөөс нь хатсан бол тэгэл дуусна шүү. Амар хортой могоо болохоор. Ямар адар энэ үед нь хөдлөөгүй. Энэ үед хөдөлсөн бол магадгүй могоо өөрийгөө хамгаалаад бас дайрах байсан гэж магадгүй л юм.
It's territory. You've already seen how fast they can move, so with its speed and temperament in mind, it should come as no surprise to learn that they have ended the lives of many Australians in the past. In other words, this is
Айгу олон Австрали хүмүүс бас хүмүүсийн амийг бас авч ирсэн. Энэ могооны хатгалт, одоо энэ могооны хатгалт.
Absolutely the last snake you would want to charge towards your bare feet while you are completely oblivious on your cell phone. I can only imagine how terrified he must have been to see a wild specimen so close. Number
газар дотгоос сайн харах хэрэгтэй юм биш.
Imagine traveling down a busy city street when suddenly cars, buildings, and even the sidewalk starts to rumble beneath your feet. That's exactly what happened to the South Asian country of Nepal in 2017. Onlookers watch in horror as
17 онд Непалд болсон газар хөдлөлт юм байна.
Power lines snap and spark on the roads. Everyone scatters for cover only to find there is nowhere to run when the earth itself is the problem. Meanwhile,
машин хүртэл ингэж бүр юу яж шүү.
Interiors become absolute chaos as heavy items clatter to the ground from the shelves and entire aisles topple over. The very foundation of the building itself threatens to collapse under the immense shaking. Watch again and you'll see this brave woman pick up her child seconds before a cascading avalanche
Тэр хүүхдтэй аварж ийн нэг юм
of
шүү.
items would have surely crushed him.
Юм
It's
дээрээс
amazing how
нунхаасан.
quickly someone can become a hero with barely a moment's thought.
Мундаг
Number
ээж
8.
байна.
This video was taken in a public housing development on Jurong Road in Singapore. Audrey Anthony claims he's been experiencing strange supernatural occurrences.
Энэ бичлэг Сингапурт авсан бичлэг юм байна л да. Тэгээд ийм
On his property
Та нар
and
харж байгаа.
decides to set up a CCTV system. He's both amazed and terrified when one of his cameras actually verifies his story. A small white object darts down the hall with enough force to rustle some clothing. A slowed down version of the video reveals a vaguely childlike figure about the size of a
хүүхд шиг юм жижигхэн хэмжээтэй юм хурдан цагаан юм өнгөрсөн л
toddler.
гэж
It could just be
үзсэн
video
юм.
editing, but let me know if you see it and what you think it is. Number 7.
Тэгээ саяг бол бас эвлүүлэг байх магадлал эвлүүлэг байхад аюу амархал бичлэг байна л да. Гэтэ хийм мэдгүй.
Here's another strange surveillance tape out of Singapore, this time at an apartment building in Tampines. Most of the orb videos I've seen in the past could be explained away as a piece of dust, but this is clearly something way different. At first, I thought that this was someone playing with a high-powered flashlight, but then I realized two things. You can usually see a ray of light leading back to a person holding the flashlight, but there's no such thing here. Secondly, the orb appears to briefly switch to a gray color when it hits the wall.
Хэрвээ хуурамч байсан бол ингэж өнгөө солихгүй гэж ярьж байна. Өнгө нь бас солигдож байгаа шиг байна энэ гэрлэнийх нь.
Watch this part of the video to see the colors change. That's not something an ordinary flashlight would do. If anyone can explain these two things to me, then I'll agree that
Би бас нэг иймэрхүү мөртлөө арай сул юм гэрэл харж ирсэн л да камерын дээр. За дараагийнх нь.
a Chicago couple go out for a fun night on the town and then return home after they'd had a few. They pass out on the couch together, and when they wake up the next day, the girlfriend's purse is nowhere to be found. Her boyfriend keeps telling her that she must have left it at the bar last night, but she insists that she remembers bringing it home. He finally decides to end the argument by looking at the home surveillance footage from the night before. This way, he can retrace their steps
Пүүх.
and figure out
Хараа. Чикагод нь штэ. Нэг хосууд гэртээ хонжоод ингэж кино үзэж байгаа. Тэгээд дараагийн өдөр нэг камера шалгасан чи танихгүй хүн ингээ гэрт нь ороод ирсэн.
her purse really was with her when they came home.
Is it that one? Who did this? I found a configuration file that really fit the pattern of IP addresses.
Юу
You'll know where that came from.
The last thing he expected to see while reviewing the footage was a man in a hooded sweatshirt silently watching them from a staircase above as they slept. After staring at the couple for approximately 5 minutes, he goes deeper into the house. Then he reappears and watches some more. What's even more astonishing is that the couple had 2 dogs with them, and that the man was so quiet that
гэрт нь хоёр нохоо байсан гэж юм заяа. Гэрт нь хоёр нохоо, хоёр нохоох чинь хүн гэрт нь орж ирэхийг анзаараагүй гэж юм. Бас
even
сони.
the pets did not notice him. Police are sure that this person has been involved in other incidents like this and are working
Тэгээ цагдаагийнхан энэ залуу болохоор өмнө бас иймэрхүү орон гэрлүү ингэж орох иймэрхүү хэрэгт бас сэтгэлжсэн нөхөр байна гэж хэлсэн байна.
Hard to find him. Who knows how many other people in Chicago he has stood over while they slept, or what other sort of fantasies and other impulses could have possibly been going through his mind at the time.
Бас камер жуулт бас хэрэг болж шүү.
Number 5. The CCTV video comes from an unnamed museum after hours. First, you can see the turnstile move on its own, as if someone has been granted admission. Next, the turnstile suddenly stops, and you can see the clear outline of a figure as it makes a brisk exit. I'm not quite sure what to
хүн орж гараад байгаа юм л да, энэ орж гардаг нэг байгуулгын
make of this footage, but many people think it could be real, since museums are often filled with ancient artifacts that could be haunted. Number 4. Jails offer no privacy, and a lot of them have CCTV equipment in nearly every corner. This video of an empty cell seems ordinary enough until the shadow materializes out of nowhere. The restless spirit briefly paces in a circle and then goes to the far corner. It seems to step onto the toilet and then jumps out of sight. If this
энэ шоронгийн өрөөнд ийм юм харагдсан юм байна. Ингээ 0-ийнхоо одоо өрөөр эргэлдээд байсныг ийм дүрс эргэлсэн юм байна л да. Тэгээд 0-ийнхоо тэр хаваарч гэсэн эргэлдээд байсан гэж байна.
This is not CGI, then it could be a spirit reenacting the final moments before taking its own life with a rope or something similar. This is sadly a common practice in jail and can be done with anything from shoelaces to a tied-up shirt. Maybe a desperate inmate once tied something around their neck to the bars above and jumped off the toilet. They were obviously trying to escape their punishment, but now it looks like they doomed themselves here for all eternity. Number 3. A camera watching over a neighborhood block records something quite abnormal. At the stroke of midnight, a transparent figure shambles across the street towards an alleyway in uneven strides. When you look at the footage up close, you can see that the movements are kind of repetitive. So I'm thinking that maybe somebody made an edit using a video game model. If you recognize this,
яг жиг далахж байгааг нь бодвол хин нэгэн зүгээр өөр хүний өөр биш тоглоомны ч юм уу ийм дүрсийг бас эдитсэн байж магадгүй ингэж ярьж байна.
Movie, then please let me know which one. Number 2. It's a rainy night in Mumbai, India, and everyone in this household is fast asleep, including the family dog, who you can see hunkered down in the corner.
Энтгийн Бомбайд болсон үйл явдал юм байна.
The heavy rain helps mask the approach of one of India's most cunning predators, the wild leopard. The sleeping dog appears to be an easy target for a late night meal. As I watch the leopard
энтгэх тийм зэрлэг ирвс явж идэм бах та.
Search for a way into the house, careful not to make a sound. I can't help but suspect that it often raids home in search of pets to eat. Either way, the feline
тэр унтж байгаа хар нохоог идэх гэлээсэн юм шиг байна.
Can't seem to find a good entrance, so it decides to try and make its own.
Орж идэх гэж оролцсон л юм байна л да. Тэгээс ийгүүлэнтэй зэрлэг амтай ингээд хот дотор нь явж идэг. Нохоон сэрцээ.
The brave little dog wakes up and comes face to face with a jungle cat 5 times its size. The leopard knows its cover has been blown and wanders off as quietly as it came before any humans can arrive. It looks like the dog has won for now, but hopefully its owners will keep a close eye on him whenever he goes outside. After all, leopards have a good memory and there's always next time. Before we get to number 1.
Зэрэгтэй нохоо байна. Иргэсийн өдөөс ингэж асдаг.
Number 1. A man in Queens, New York woke up one morning to find his cell phone randomly missing from his dresser.
Хаана ч вэ? Нью-Йоркт ч вэ?
Phone randomly missing from his. Number 1. A man in Queens, New York woke up one morning to find his cell phone randomly missing from his dresser.
Нью-Йоркт нэг залуу өглөө болсон чинь утас нь алга болцсон байсан гэж
lives all by himself and only puts his phone in one spot, he decides to check the surveillance footage to see what happened. What he finds is enough to make any reasonable person permanently paranoid.
Гэрт нь хүн орцсон. Энэ Америкт одоо ийм их хүн юу орон гэрлүү ингээд яаж тийм бах та нэвтэрчтэй юм бах та.
The camera shows a young man who he has never met before enter his home at 2:20 in the morning.
Чи камер дээр нь шөнийн 2 цагийн үед ингэж хүн өрөөнд нь орных нь унтж ийсэн орных нь хажуунаас уцыг аваавч.
Through an unlocked back door, the invader gets all the way across the man's house to his bedroom without being detected, at which point he gets on all fours and crawls just a few feet away from the homeowner's bed. Meanwhile, the unsuspecting homeowner is completely asleep and none the wiser. The bandit briefly comes up to snatch the cell phone and then quickly makes off. The man is understandably quite shaken by all of this when he notices one other large detail that he had failed to notice before. The young thief must have been ready to meet some resistance and came prepared for a showdown. Clutched tightly between his teeth as he snaked across the floor was a very sizable blade.
За гэртээ камер суулгах хэрэгтэй юм байна. Хаалгаар сайн төвчих хэрэгтэй юм байна. За өнөөдрийн миний реакшн бичлэг иймэрхүү. Тэгээд таалагдсан бол лайк хийхаа битгий мартаарай. Тэгээд ямар нэгэн сэтгэл, ямар ч хамаагүй сэтгэл байвал комент хэсэгт бичгээсэй, битгий ичээрээ. Тэгээд дараагийн бичлэгээр улам сонирхолтой бичлэг хийх хичээх болно. Тэгээд дараагийн бичлэгээр уулзлаа. Түр баяртай залуусаа.